Bachelor in Paradise, Susie breaks silence on Jeremy drama. August 18, 2025. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, Bachelor Nation News fans. Susie Evans was only briefly on season 10 of Bachelor in Paradise, but her name has been brought up on the show for weeks. It all started when Jeremy Simon gave his rose to Bailey Brown, a decision that ultimately made Susie quit the show. Jeremy expressed regret over not getting a chance to explore things with Susie, but he neglected to tell Bailey how he was feeling. Instead, Brian Otts took matters into his own hands and broke the news to Bailey about Jeremy's lingering feelings for Susie. Jeremy and Bailey have since given their sides of the drama, but Susie Evans has kept her silence until now. Keep reading to find out what really happened with her and Jeremy. Susie Evans spills what Bachelor in Paradise viewers didn't see on her date with Jeremy. Jeremy only went on one date with Susie, but that was enough to make him smitten. He's certainly not the first man in Bachelor Nation who couldn't get Susie out of his mind. Season 26 Bachelor Clayton Echard sent Susie home, but then regretted it. He gave Rachel Recchia and Gabby Windey the boot and begged Susie for a second chance. Susie and Clayton dated for months before calling it quits. He recently gave romance with Rachel Recchia a second chance. It didn't end well. In a shocking twist, it didn't end well for Brian when he got involved in the Susie-Jeremy-Bailey drama. The rest of the cast called him out for breaking bro code. Jeremy was able to sweet-talk Bailey out of quitting the show. But according to Susie, there wasn't any drama to begin with. She returned to the Vile Files podcast to share her side of the situation. She was a guest last month after her shocking decision to quit Bachelor in Paradise. During that interview, she expressed disappointment in her time on season 10. In her most recent interview, Susie opened up about what viewers didn't see on her date with Jeremy. She said that she knew during the date that Jeremy wasn't going to choose her during the rose ceremony and that she had no chance with him. It was very clear that he was like, "I have been growing something with Bailey. We've been here for longer. I'm actually shocked about finding someone so quickly." I remember being like, "Oh, okay, so I'm going home," Susie recalled. Where she stands with Bailey Brown now. Some viewers still think Susie Evans will make a dramatic return to Bachelor in Paradise, but if she does, the show has kept it top secret. It seems unlikely that Susie would return to stir up more drama, especially after revealing on the podcast that she's cool with Bailey now. Susie reached out after the show and let Bailey know what Jeremy said during their date. Let us know in the comments what you think about Susie reaching out to Bailey. The sun had barely risen over the sparkling shores of Bachelor in Paradise, yet the drama was already brewing. Fans of the reality show had been buzzing for weeks, dissecting every moment of tension between Susie and Jeremy, and rumors had reached a fever pitch. Social media was alight with speculation. Were they secretly dating? Did Susie feel betrayed? Or was Jeremy the one who was being unfairly painted as the villain? Now, for the first time, Susie decided to break her silence, and the results were explosive. The calm before the storm. Susie had always been known as the kind, warm-hearted contestant who could light up a room with her smile. But those who watched closely during season 10 of Bachelor in Paradise knew there was a side to her that few had seen. Beneath the flirtatious laughter and sun-kissed Instagram photos, Susie was strategic, emotional, and fiercely protective of her heart. Enter Jeremy. From the moment he arrived on the beach, he seemed like the perfect match. Charming, confident, and easygoing, he immediately caught Susie's attention. They shared long conversations, playful banter, and undeniable chemistry. But Paradise is never simple. As the days went by, other contestants started noticing Jeremy's interactions with multiple women. Whispers began circling. Was he genuinely interested in Susie, or was he just playing the game? The tension reached its peak during week 3, when a cocktail party confrontation left fans on the edge of their seats. Susie's perspective. "I've kept quiet because I wanted to make sure I processed everything myself," Susie told Entertainment Tonight in an exclusive interview. "It was overwhelming, and there were so many stories circulating online that just weren't true. I had to take a step back and figure out how I felt before speaking up." Her words were calm but filled with intensity, signaling that what she had to say would leave fans reeling. Susie explained that the drama wasn't just about Jeremy's actions. It was also about perception. People saw clips out of context and immediately assumed the worst, but the reality was far more complicated. Yes, Jeremy made choices that hurt me, but it wasn't as black and white as people think. The week that changed everything. According to Susie, the defining moment came during a rose ceremony when she felt blindsided by Jeremy's decision. "I thought we had an understanding, and then he made a choice that left me questioning everything," she said. "It was heartbreaking, not just because of him, but because of the way it unfolded on camera. I felt like I was living in a fishbowl, and every misstep was magnified tenfold." Fans remember that episode vividly. Susie's tearful confessional, the tension in the air, and Jeremy's awkward attempts to explain himself. Social media exploded with conflicting opinions. Some sided with Susie, praising her vulnerability and honesty, while others criticized her for overreacting to a reality TV twist. Social media backlash. "Honestly, the online hate was the hardest part," Susie admitted. "People were sending messages, making memes, and assuming they knew exactly how I felt. It was exhausting. I couldn't even scroll without seeing commentary about my choices, my emotions, or my relationship with Jeremy." Her confession highlighted a rarely discussed aspect of reality TV, the emotional toll of being constantly scrutinized. "It's one thing to deal with drama on camera," Susie explained. "It's another to know that millions of people are analyzing your every move and deciding if you're good or bad based on a few minutes of footage." The clarification. Despite the tension, Susie was careful not to villainize Jeremy. "I don't think he's a bad person," she clarified. "We just weren't on the same page, and that happens in dating. Especially in Paradise, where everything is amplified and emotions run high." She went on to explain that many of the rumors were fueled by selective editing. "The show is designed to be dramatic, and sometimes moments are presented in a way that make people look worse than they are. I had to remind myself that what viewers saw wasn't the full picture." This revelation gave fans a rare peek behind reality TV, showing that even the most dramatic moments have layers of complexity that often go unnoticed. A lesson learned. Through it all, Susie emerged stronger. "I learned a lot about myself, about my boundaries, my expectations, and what I truly want in a partner," she said. "Paradise is about love, but it's also about growth. I left knowing more about who I am and what I deserve." Her words resonated with many fans who had followed the drama closely. In a world obsessed with scandal and gossip, Susie's perspective reminded viewers that reality TV contestants are real people with real feelings, navigating complex emotions under a microscope. What's next for Susie? When asked about her future, Susie smiled. "I'm focusing on myself right now. I've learned that it's okay to step back, reflect, and prioritize your own happiness. As for Jeremy, I wish him the best. I don't regret anything, but I'm excited to see where life takes me next." Her comments hinted at both closure and new beginnings, leaving fans wondering whether a reconciliation could ever happen, or if Susie is ready to move on from Paradise for good. Fan reactions. Social media immediately responded to Susie's statements, with hashtags like Susie Speaks Out and Paradise Drama trending within hours. Many fans expressed relief that Susie had finally shared her side of the story. One fan tweeted, "Susie breaking her silence was so powerful. Reality TV doesn't show the emotional labor, and she just reminded us all she's human." Another added, "Honestly, I feel like people need to stop judging Jeremy and Susie without seeing the full story. This interview is eye-opening." The drama had transformed from a simple dating conflict into a conversation about empathy, perception, and the pressures of reality TV stardom. Behind the scenes. Producers of Bachelor and Paradise confirmed that Susie's interview was a carefully coordinated effort to address the controversy. "We respect Susie's decision to speak openly about her experience," said a spokesperson. "The show thrives on drama, but we also want to give our cast members a platform to share their truth." This acknowledgement further emphasized that the story was bigger than just Susie and Jeremy. It was a microcosm of the reality TV phenomenon, where narratives are constructed, edited, and debated endlessly. Conclusion. Susie's decision to break her silence was both courageous and timely. She reminded fans that reality TV is more than just entertainment. It's a reflection of human emotion, vulnerability, and resilience. As for Jeremy, the drama may continue to ripple through social media and fan forums, but Susie's voice now offers clarity, perspective, and a powerful example of self-respect in a high-pressure environment. In the end, paradise may be glamorous, sun-soaked, and full of roses, but it is also a crucible where relationships are tested, emotions are amplified, and truth often gets lost in the edits. Susie's bravery in telling her story ensures that at least one part of paradise remains real, raw, and undeniably relatable. And as fans eagerly await the next season, one thing is clear: Susie has reclaimed her narrative, proving that in the world of Bachelor in Paradise, the most compelling drama isn't always on camera. It's the truth. From the moment Jeremy set foot on the sand, the tension was palpable. Susie remembers seeing him for the first time, her heart fluttering. There was something magnetic about him, she said. It wasn't just his smile, it was his energy, his confidence. I thought, maybe, just maybe, this is someone I could connect with on a deeper level. Jeremy's arrival coincided with a period of uncertainty for Susie. She had been enjoying the beach, making connections, and navigating the game cautiously. But Jeremy's presence disrupted the balance. Within hours, the other contestants noticed sparks flying. The beach that had been a friendly paradise now felt like a pressure cooker of romance, strategy, and unspoken tension. What viewers didn't know, Susie revealed, was the private conversations they shared, moments of laughter, late-night talks under the stars, and whispers that felt intimate in a way no one else saw. Those moments felt real, Susie admitted, but paradise is never just about you and one person. There are cameras, producers, and the unrelenting gaze of the audience. That complicates everything. Subtle signs of trouble. Initially, things seemed perfect. Jeremy and Susie spent long walks together, exchanged inside jokes, and even shared quiet moments watching the sunset. Fans online were ecstatic, shipping them with fervor. Social media lit up with #Susie and Jeremy trending multiple times in one day. But paradise has a way of revealing cracks when you least expect it. Susie recalled a subtle, almost imperceptible shift. I noticed him laughing more with another contestant, lingering, in ways that felt confusing. I tried to trust him, but a seed of doubt was planted. By the second week, whispers circulated among contestants, and fans noticed a change in Jeremy's behavior. He seemed less present with Susie, more hesitant, almost cautious. And that hesitation, Susie would later admit, was devastating. It felt like the ground shifted beneath me. I couldn't pinpoint why, but I felt it in every interaction. The cocktail party confrontation. If there was a turning point, it came during the Week 3 cocktail party. Cameras captured the tension in the air, but even they couldn't fully capture the emotional storm behind the scenes. Susie described it as a mixture of heartbreak, confusion, and exhaustion. I confronted him privately, Susie said. I wanted to understand where we stood. I needed clarity because the rumors, the whispers, and the edits were painting a story I didn't recognize. But the moment spiraled. Words were exchanged, emotions ran high, and suddenly it felt like everyone was watching, waiting for someone to falter. This confrontation, though brief on television, had repercussions that rippled through the house and onto social media. Memes, fan theories, and clips went viral within minutes. Some blamed Jeremy, some blamed Susie, but the truth, as she later revealed, was far more nuanced. The rose ceremony that changed everything. Reality TV thrives on roses, and Week 3's rose ceremony would go down in Bachelor in Paradise history. Cameras caught Jeremy offering a rose to someone other than Susie. The moment was heart-stopping. Susie's tearful confessional went viral almost immediately. But here's what fans didn't see. Susie had known about the possibility for hours and had mentally prepared herself. It still hurt, she admitted. It felt like a betrayal, not because I was entitled to a rose, but because it made me question everything I thought we had. She revealed that Jeremy's choice wasn't a straightforward act of disloyalty. It was influenced by producer prompts, the pace of the show, and the intense environment. Paradise accelerates everything, she explained. Decisions are made faster, emotions are raw, and sometimes you make choices you wouldn't in the real world. Social media explodes. No reality TV moment is complete with online chaos. Within minutes of the episode airing, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok erupted.
Fans debated Jeremy's intentions, criticized Susie for her emotional reaction, and even created polls asking who was really in the wrong. "It was overwhelming," Susie said. "One moment I'm processing heartbreak, the next I'm reading thousands of messages saying I overreacted or that I misread the situation. It felt relentless." Some messages were supportive. Fans expressed empathy, sharing their own heartbreak stories. Others were cruel, turning Susie's vulnerability into entertainment. This duality, she explained, was one of the harshest realities of being on a reality TV show. You're human, but online, people forget that. They just see content to consume. The truth about Jeremy. Despite the drama, Susie made a point of clarifying her feelings about Jeremy. "He's not a villain," she said firmly. "We just weren't aligned, and that's okay. People want clear heroes and villains in reality TV, but life and love is rarely that simple." Susie revealed that behind the scenes, Jeremy had reached out to explain his perspective. "He apologized for the hurt caused, and I accepted it. But I also realized that understanding someone's intentions doesn't always mean continuing a relationship." This honesty was refreshing to fans who were used to over-dramatized reality TV narratives. Susie's willingness to acknowledge both her pain and Jeremy's perspective created a nuanced, human story that cut through the usual gossip. Emotional toll and reflection. Paradise isn't just about roses and beach dates, Susie reflected. It's about being vulnerable in front of millions of people. That pressure is immense. I cried more than I thought I could, but I also learned more about myself than I ever imagined. Her reflections included the personal growth she experienced. "I realized what I need in a partner, what boundaries are non-negotiable, and how to navigate disappointment with grace." Fans resonated with her words. Many commented that her perspective offered a rare glimpse into the psychological complexities of reality TV, showing that behind every love triangle is a real person grappling with real emotions. Moving forward, Susie's next steps. When asked about the future, Susie's optimism shone through. "I'm focusing on myself, on healing, growing, and finding happiness outside of the show's drama. Jeremy taught me lessons, but Paradise isn't my forever. I'm excited to see what's next." Her statement sparked speculation about potential new romances, upcoming media appearances, and even opportunities outside of reality TV. Fans began imagining where her journey might take her, both romantically and professionally. Fan and media reactions. The response to Susie's interview was instantaneous. #Susie speaks out and #Paradise trended worldwide as fans praised her honesty and vulnerability. Influencers and commentators dissected every word, many applauding her refusal to villainize Jeremy. "I feel like Susie just reminded us that reality TV isn't reality, it's edited moments," tweeted one fan. Another wrote, "Her honesty is refreshing. Jeremy isn't a villain and Susie isn't overreacting. They're just human." This collective response highlighted a shift in how fans engage with reality TV. More empathy, less judgment, and a hunger for authentic voices amidst the drama. Behind the scenes, producer perspective. Producers of Bachelor in Paradise confirmed that Susie's interview was part of a coordinated effort to provide closure and context. "Susie's voice is important," said a spokesperson. "We craft narratives for television, but it's equally important to allow cast members to share their truth. She's giving fans a fuller picture of what really happened." This acknowledgement validated Susie's experience and reinforced the idea that reality TV, while entertaining, is a constructed environment where emotions are magnified and choices are scrutinized. Lessons from Paradise. Susie's experience underscores a crucial lesson. Even in a setting designed for drama, authenticity matters. Her bravery in speaking out highlights resilience, emotional intelligence, and the ability to reclaim one's narrative in a world that often misrepresents it. Fans have taken note. Online discussions now focus not just on the drama between Susie and Jeremy, but on broader themes of vulnerability, self-respect, and the pressures of life under the spotlight. The final word. Susie's silence has been broken, and the truth, nuanced, heartfelt, and unfiltered, is out. Paradise may be filled with roses, cocktails, and sun-soaked days, but it is also a crucible of emotion, strategy, and personal growth. For Susie, the drama with Jeremy was not a story of betrayal, but a chapter of learning and empowerment. And for fans, her words serve as a reminder that behind every edited scene lies a real person grappling with love, heartbreak, and the complex world of reality TV. In the end, paradise is what you make of it, and Susie has shown that even in a world designed for drama, honesty and self-respect can shine brighter than any rose.